my name's Matt, and I am not a boat builder, and I am not a sailor. Well, I've sailed. Anyways, if you're looking for that, contact Leo or Doug. But what I do have is I have a 1980 Irwin 37 right there that I got from a very close friend, Neil. Thank you, Neil. And we moved her last year, this month actually, we moved her last year from Tulsa, Oklahoma to Michigan. And that was a trip, so see our first 3 videos. And we've done some work over the summer, but as life gets in the way, the thing that got in the way for us was something that we've really wanted. So we had to take a moment and step back and introduce to the world our little girl, Bailey, who will be sailing this boat at some point, guarantee it. Anywho, she was due in November, so we did some quick work as much as we could by myself, because that is a 15-foot tall from there to there boat, and I don't think someone should be climbing that pregnant. So I did a lot of work myself. I had a lot of friends come by and help, but now we untarped her. She's been tarped and mothballed since November, and I see only a little bit of water. So we're going to do a boat tour, because I don't think I've ever done a boat tour. I showed us moving the boat, but we've never done an actual boat tour. So let's get into it. So as you can see why we really didn't get a whole lot done last year, I had to borrow these stairs from a good friend of mine so Becky could get on there at least once or twice before, you know, she was way too pregnant to really do anything. But we got some storage, you know, supplies, got a nice stairs, some scaffolding. Let's come up on top of the boat and give you the view. There we are. There's our yard. Like I said, it's mid-April. The lake is just over there. So we'll get a vantage point from the bow. Now you're thinking, my gosh, that's a lot of work. And you're right, it is. But it's less work than you think. And so we'll break that down in another video. But for now, let's go below and give a tour. Pretty much below needs to be refit. Everything's been gutted and primed and ready for that. Everything on deck has been primed as well. So the goal for this summer is to epoxy and seal the deck, get the new hatches in, get some guardrails built, and get the mast stepped. That will be the goal for this summer. All right, let's go inside now. You know, I don't want to hear anyone complain about, oh my gosh, how can you get any work done in there? It's a work what you can work on type of attitude when you have a couple hours and then you have to get home to a wife and baby, who hopefully will join me on getting things rocking and rolling this summer. Anyways, so we're down in the front part, or the galley salon area. I'll try to find some other video. I think I took a video that I've not released yet of showing the boat around with it pretty much when it arrived, so there was nothing in it. Right now I've brought a lot of stuff onto the boat, so it's relatively available to work on, than trying to figure out what I need to do next and then run home and go get the stuff. So anyways, here's the hatch coming down, kitchen over there, stove, sink, that's already installed. Right now our biggest thing is the fuel tanks and water tank. That's what we're working on now. That's kind of why everything is up off the floor and kind of scattered. We're also kind of working on electrical, but anyways, like I said, I'll try to tie in some other video of me doing a tour. So kitchen, you know, microwave will go there. Refrigerators in the corner down below. Induction stove top. We have a stove coming that will fit in the cubby hole. A little sleeper sofa, though. You might have to be maybe 4 feet tall to maybe even sleep on that, because I think it used to be longer. Neil had shortened it up, but I'm going to fabricate something where something will unfold and make it more like a queen bed. It's about the width of a full, and I think we can get it to be, you know, two-person sleeper. There's a dining room table that comes here. I'm thinking we can do something where we can make that fold down. We'll get to that. Anyways, here is our fireplace. That's right. Our boat has a fireplace, and you may be thinking, why would you want to have a fireplace on a boat? Most sailboats do actually have a fireplace, especially in the Northeast. So, I'm not complaining. It came with it. I'm kind of excited. If it becomes a problem, we'll get rid of her, or just, you know, stow her and take her off. But Neil had an ambition and challenge to want to sail this in the northern Atlantic area where it's cold, and you might be bumping into an iceberg. So you're going to want some sort of heat, and I'm actually excited to try that. Hopefully this coming winter. Hopefully it stays much far away though. You know, we got a lot of stuff to do this summer. So there's the fireplace. And as we go through here, we have the 10K or 8K generator, maybe 4.2K generator. 4.2K generator runs off diesel, so we're excited for that. That should be plenty of power for offshore. I think we're going to utilize a battery bank and use this to charge the battery bank, and then just run the battery bank and then go back and forth. So we're going to be like in a hybrid mode instead of just running off a generator when we need it. A little water intrusion from the winter, but that's okay. This area was supposed to be wet anyways. It is the, you know, shower and drain pan. This is the head. We got some water. We'll take care of it. Composting toilet. This is also the shower. This is also a heater. So this is your wet locker, so you can put all your wet goods in here and kind of make this place really warm. Maybe really uncomfortable to go to the bathroom. We'll see. Over here, this used to be a front cabin. Neil had kind of enclosed it and brought the chain locker in for more, so we can have more chain locker space. Lots of space for dry goods, you know. So, you know, he was building this boat to be something that would, you know, go out and for 3 months and not go to shore. So this would be enough to hold a couple tons of food. This is sail storage, so nice big hatch to bring sails down and change out sails. There's a ladder that goes here, so you can have an escapement hatch. So, yeah, kind of excited to get the portholes in so we can clean up a lot of the space and start with the installation. That's what this is. This is the installation. We're going to install that, and then we're going to put cedar planking, which I think will really make the boat look nice. This is kind of the worktop area. So this is, we'll have some tools and cabinets and stuff to have those tools. Down below would be water processing, so, you know, pumping out sewage, stuff like that. Right now we have a day tank for fuel, a starboard and port fuel tank, and then a water tank. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn one of them to a water tank, the other into fuel, and have this like processed water for like drinking, so it's, you know, through filters and stuff, and then that for the day tank for the fuel. Want to do that. I don't think we're going to need 300 gallons of fuel on board potentially for what we're going to do. But it would be nice to have extra water on board. And then also, like, if we find that we're going to need extra fuel, we can always turn the water tank back into a diesel tank. You can't go from diesel to water. You can, but then you start talking funny. Another bench area right next to the fireplace, someplace nice and warm and cozy. So lots of seating space, a good seating space to really four comfortably in the day cabin, if you will. All right, so first step down to the aft cabin. Right now, this is our engine. This is a Perkins. I don't know if she runs. I have been told she runs. That's kind of the reason why we're accelerating getting these fuel tanks done, so we can start the engine, make sure she's good, and then maybe drop her in the water and do some work while she's in the water. It's a little easier to step into the boat from a dock than climbing up the stairs. Freezer. So this is a pretty good freezer. I'd open it up. I don't want to move all this stuff. Electrical panels. So I like this kind of design. Neil had no real plans for this other than there's a hatch here. And I'm like, you know, this is kind of this really works out as a nice nav station. You know, kind of standing here using the top of the freezer door. Lots of cubby space for things, and then if you needed to get to the electrical and stuff. So 120 DC, AC DC. Got the AC kind of going in, getting the shore power stuff situated now. I like just how simplistic it is, you know. Undo the hatch, bring it down. So that's kind of what I'm thinking too, is I want to make sure things are accessible and easy to get to while underway. You know, I don't plan on going 3 months out at a time, but I think you get there by slowly going a little bit each time, you know, trying to take the approach that Doug does. Through, so we just came that way. Cubby holes above the engine, so this would be stuff maybe for maintenance, extra materials, whatever the case may be, food. We haven't quite figured that out, but nice doors to kind of enclose all this. So this will all be heat foamed in, so sound deadened and whatnot. This will be a closet, so main just hang things up, storage. I mean, there's no shortage of cubby holes. Neil gutted this boat to it was a tube, and there is not a shortage of cubby holes around here. Nice little bench in the aft cabin. This is the full type size bed, aft cabin bench, cubby holes, stuff to electrical to plug in your devices and power up, charge phones and laptops and stuff in there. So lots of little cubby holes. Cubby holes below. This is where the washer and dryer goes. Yes, an actual washer and dryer will go here. So washer will go here actually. Dryer will sit here. Right now I just have the AC and dehumidifier kind of set up temporarily. Cubby holes, water inputs, it is really well thought out. One of the things we did last summer is we installed a hot water tank, got that in. That was a pain, but it's in. Neil did a wonderful job engineering how it goes in, and so I'm really pleased with it. Got some of the portholes in temporarily. They are really nice portholes. We had a little water leakage. They do hold water, but I think it's because it's on an angle. So I'm fine with that as long as they don't leak, and I don't have any evidence of it's leaking. So, but I really like the portholes. We got new portholes up here too. We just haven't put that in yet. We have a temporary light set up here. I don't know what to do with this space. I don't know. Maybe I haven't quite figured it out. It's this odd space that sits up in the center cabin. But so yeah, and then another cubby hole for the engine. So that's pretty much it. I mean, there's a lot of other details that I know I'm just want to do a quick tour. I think as we do things more and more, we'll do more videos. But it's been a heck of a year. People who are close to us know that we've also had lots of family changes. So yeah, it's been a heck of a year. It's been fun. I can't wait to get out on the water and sail her. I think it's just a matter of time. So, yeah.
The director is prepping.
This is Ainsle. Ainsle will be doing most of the videography. So if it's not in the shot or you can't see it, you'll know who to blame.
Yay.
That one. Who are you? Introduce yourself.
I like turtles.
Okay, yeah, turtles it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're recording.
Mm-hmm.
Right to the day.
Let rock. Bonk. That's true.
I really did it.
What?
I'm videoing you. That's right. It's dueling cameras. Dueling cameras.
got that.
But the boat's too tall for the garage.
I don't know if I got that. That
Is he ready? Yeah. 1, 2.
Again.
No, punch it. Punch it hard. Punch it like Barrett just barged in your bedroom. Yours was a little.
So what's going on?
So we've moved the boat inside the storage facility so we can be protected by the weather, so we can epoxy the deck and paint the cabin sole. So we have 14 days to get the remaining portholes that I put in temporarily out, which is what I'm doing now. Get the painted painter's tape that's been covering the other porthole openings for the last 7 years out, and get everything painted, sanded, and installed in the next 14 days.
Wowee! Look at it. That looks like a yummy salad that you have there. Very yummy salad. What do you plan on painting the room? Like what color?
Well, what we're going to do is get rid of the tacky raw green that's from the epoxy.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going to go there is silver installation. My left surgery. The installation will keep the boat warm and keep condensation out when you're air conditioning it.
Mm-hmm.
But what we'll be putting in is a expanded PVC beadboard. It'll look white, so it'll be white inside.
Oh. You have a little belt now. And you have no more belt.
That is coming off so much better.
Yeah.
Get the Google on action cam. The Brazil cam.
What's in there?
Which is really funny because all the chemicals are stored right next to the fireplace.
That's great. I see A, B, Among Us, and a can, which I don't know what's on there. Like a can or something? It looks like baked beans. Primer. A sticker. Paint. A ketchup bottle.
Hey, don't knock the ketchup out.
It just looks like one. Whatever you're holding.
I'm looking at my
More
paints.
paint.
All right, so we can go take these paint buckets and we'll have their mix it for us. So it shouldn't not stir. Well, we're inside our dry storage, and there's Aoibhneas. We have 14 days to get the cabin top primed, faired, sanded, barrier coat, and topside coat. 14 days, and we have 12 days left. Wish us luck. Next time on Sailing Aoibhneas, we finally get the top coat done and the portholes installed. I finally get around to showing my sailing trip with Doug, and we finally get the fuel hatches installed.